What's up and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today I'm going to be talking about the new Russell Crowe film, Unhinged. Funny story, as I was watching this film, I consistently kept getting flashbacks to a little 2005 film that I absolutely love called Red Eye. Red Eye was a really good contained cat and mouse thriller starring Rachel McAdams and Cillian Murphy. Cillian was basically this absolutely crazy but smart psychopath, and Rachel played this woman that was trying and failing to get away from him. The tenseness and insanity that you found in Red Eye felt really similar to what you got here, and lo and behold, the same guy wrote both movies. I didn't know that until after I saw the movie, but now that I do know that, I appreciate the film just a little bit more. Random fact, I also recorded this review on November 3rd, Election Day. By the time that I release this review, everyone will probably know what candidate won, probably. But right now, I'm as unhinged as Russell Crowe. Let's get cracking. This review is brought to you by the word of the day, unhinged. Highly disturbed, unstable, or distraught. Unhinged is about Rachel Hunter and her son as they are about to have the worst day of their lives, all due to a smidgen of road rage. When the vehicle in front of her fails to move during a green light, she honks her horn at him. But he was the wrong person to do that with, because from that moment forward, this mysterious man begins to stalk and threaten Rachel, and he isn't against murdering anybody that gets in his way, just to make sure that Rachel understands what a bad day really is. This movie really understands how suspense and thriller work. Just like Red Eye, I was basically on the edge of my seat from the very beginning to the very end, because Russell Crowe is just so good at what he does here. His acting is incredible. It often really is, for a variety of different reasons, and the same applies here. He's just this vitriolic, hateful, spiteful person, and on top of all that, he's apparently unstoppable. Seriously, where are all the cops in this town? This guy is going around breaking all sorts of traffic laws, running people over, committing crimes in public, and there's no cop around anywhere. It's not really a huge problem though, because by keeping the movie focused on Rachel and this road rage guy, it remains remarkably contained and consistent, meaning that the pacing is never in question. It never really feels long or boring. The tense atmosphere and direty of their situation just continually climbs at a steady pace. In general, it's a very, very good version of a typical thriller formula. Unfortunately, I guess that's the main negative that you can point out about it, right? That it can easily be overlooked because the formula of the film is not really that original. The road rage stuff is cool, but at the end of the day, this is plainly put a basic cat and mouse thriller where nearly anybody could have filled these roles. I'd say that Russell Crowe, for the most part, felt like the only person that could have played the guy in the movie, but everybody else, including the mom and son who are considered the main characters, I would say that they're mostly replaceable. They could have been played by anybody. They could have been anybody. Road rage can happen to anybody, and this dude would have clearly been triggered by any given person at the road that he didn't like. Again, that means that he is a strong character and he pulls off a strong performance, absolutely, but this mom and kid were kind of nothing to me. I also know that this woman was having a bit of a bad day before the real bad day began, but I still don't really buy her honking her horn at this guy in a pickup truck. I just don't. I'd never honk my horn at anyone, let alone somebody in a pickup truck. You're only asking for trouble at that point, and asking for trouble with your kid in the back seat? I mean, come on! That's one of the instances where I would say that the main characters were making stupid choices. But I guess you would have to kind of make stupid choices in this movie in order for the plot to really begin. Regardless, I know it's not a perfect film by any means, but it is fun and tense enough that it had my heart racing while watching, and at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure that that was the point of the thing. It wasn't ever trying to be this big award-winning action film. Heck, if Russell Crowe wasn't in it at all, I somehow doubt I'd even watch it, but I'm glad that I did, because at the heart of the film, I have to say that it is entertaining above all else. Let's go ahead and break down my final score for a second. From an unbiased technical vantage point, it's a good movie in general. Certain things about what it technically does stand out, like Russell Crowe's performance, for instance, and in general, the pacing of the film, which in general, it just gets more and more insane as it goes on. Again, it's nothing perfect. The movie wasn't even trying to be great behind the scenes, so this score is 78%. But what it is trying to do, on the other hand, is entertain the audience, and entertained I was. So this bias score is actually 94%, averaging everything out to a final rating of 86%, 86 out of 100 possible stars, or a B+ letter grade. This is one of the best thrill rides of the year, in my opinion, and I'm really glad that I saw it. If you've seen it, guys, let me know your thoughts on it in the comments section down below. And as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this review, because there's always more like it coming out each and every single day. Hit the subscribe button and bell to be notified when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out.
Dave examines movies we just watch for fun. Davey is the expert. He is the #1 critic that I go to when I need a movie pick. Thanks for joining up with us.